everybody. Let me just send some invites out to the classic bears. Bell Reaver. Is buying a bond usury sin? No, because... Wait. Could it technically be considered usury because they're paying you back more than... No. The reason why buying a bond is not usury sin is because buying a bond is investing in whatever you're buying the bond of. So it's like usury is you're getting free money. In this case, they're saying if you lend us X amount of money, we'll pay you back X amount of money in return. So it's not usury. It seems like it, but they're not getting free money because they're promising you back X amount of dollars in return, and you're not getting free money because for the entire term of the agreement of the bond, you have zero access to that money. And so in fiscal terms, like moral and spiritual terms, that's not usury at all. Good question though, bro. I hadn't thought about that. So Bell Reaver, today, if you've ever seen the movie Chronicles of Riddick, today was the day of days. It was fantastic. Like, you remember how I just received one book from Amazon that was like from 1898, so 120 years old ish. So I was really excited about it. My mom invited me to lunch. So I went to lunch with her today, and I shared with her how excited I was about this book. He told trainer to avoid taking loan because usually he did. Scripture is showing. Whoa, sounds like a lot happened last night while I was gone. Funny story. I ate so much food, I put myself into a food coma accidentally. Wolver Bear, welcome. But, Bell, once Trainer gets on, then we'll discuss that point in depth. But, when I went to my mom's house, she was very excited that I had such an interest in old books and just old things in general. Because as she was showing me things like around the house and stuff, every so often my mom goes through this phase where she just wants to give a bunch of shit away, because like she loves going to garage sales and like finding cool deals and stuff, and every so often her house just gets full, and so she has to give everything, like a bunch of stuff away, so that she can fill it back up. I know it's silly, but she was telling me that one of the biggest mistakes of her life was a couple years back, she gave away 1,600 books. And many of those books were old books, like over 100 years old. And she just gave them to like friends and neighbors and like people who she really didn't give a shit about. So today, when I had lunch with my mom, and I showed her that I care about old books and like I find them so fascinating, she gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I honestly don't know how high this goes. 10, because I wasn't counting at the time. 11, or we're actually going to read this one later. 12. 13. 13, 14. Miss Contina Bear. I'll sum up what I'm counting in a second, because I'm kind of curious how many I was given. 15. Well, this is the one that I bought. 16. Holy shit, that's a lot of books. So, Scuzz Wombat, welcome. Everyone who, like, you guys, I'm sure you're wondering, what the hell, like, why is JapJap Bear counting books? Well, Dan Barone was telling us about this book a couple weeks ago, and it's a book that's over 120 years old, and I found it fascinating. So I bought it on the spot, because turns out there's only a couple of copies in the world. So today, when I went over to go have lunch with my mom, she provided me with like 15 or, I forgot what I counted to, like 15 or 16 other books, also which are all over 100 years old. Like, some of these go back to the 1840s, 1860s. The majority of them are from like the early 1900s, like 1910s, 1920s. Like this one is the Fuser's book, and it was published in 1904. And it's basically like a rules for life kind of thing. And my mom read me Rule 1. I haven't read beyond it, but Rule 1 was hilarious. Yes, banned books are the shit, and my mom has given me a substantial collection, onto which obviously I will build. Oh, and she also told me this story of, before I read this rule, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 volumes in this set, and it's the pictorial history of the Second World War. So these books are decades old, and it's just like all these pictures from World War II. And yes, I get it, some of it's probably propaganda, but the fact that these books are all decades old, and what I find even more interesting is like my mom was telling me this story about this when I was like a little tyke. We were taking a vacation up to Washington State to visit my aunt and uncle, and she found all 10 volumes at a garage sale up in Washington, and so she had to buy an extra suitcase and pay like extra fees because like books are heavy, so that she could ship all these awesome books back to Arizona, where I live. Nice, Scuzzy. Like, there's no pressure to get verified, bro. Pure Living Man, welcome. So, advice from 1904. Rule number 1. Hypocrisy, thou art a jewel. Pick out what you and the girl know to be her worst points, and ask her if she minds your mentioning your admiration of them. Aaron Signey, welcome, brother. I heard that you were Dan Barone. Oh, dude, Dan, you're gonna love this. So, I had lunch with my mom today, and I showed her this book that you inspired me to purchase. And so my mom, her response was to give me these 3 books that are over 100 years old. Land Down Under Bear, welcome. Also, all of these books that are over 100 years old. Also, all of these books that are over 100 years old. Dan Barone, you have officially, like, inspired an addiction with me. And surprise, I got my intelligence from my mom. And so she has a book collection, like, of literally thousands of books. Like, a couple years back, she was on a giving away purge, and she gave away 1,600 books. And, like, she still has hundreds, if not thousands of books. That's where I got my love of books from, was my mom. Like, I would go to night, like, every night going to sleep, she would read me books and stuff. Oh yeah, dude, I've got a ton of research to do. Oh, also, if you guys didn't see my Instagram post, the random page newspaper article that I found 2 days ago when I was going through this book, Dan. That newspaper article that I found when like you were trying to help me look for the ads. Turns out that article was from 1919, and if I had been smarter, I would have just, like, the reason why the article was cut out was because it's the TR's favorite hymn, and it was being read at his funeral. But I wanted to be a special boy, and so I looked up all the articles on the back, and I found a various range of years. Turns out I didn't do sufficient research. It was all wrong. And turns out TR is Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt's funeral was in 1919. So I did hours of research for nothing. But what's going on with you guys? Like, today's been a day of days. What's been going on with the rest of the Bears? Scuzzy! That's where my family came from. Pure living. Yes, I'm basically half Japanese. Which also answers Scuzzy Wombat's question. Bell Reaver, thank you. Exactly. What do you think I got my name JapJap Bear? I'm basically half Japanese. Trainer Bear! Oh, nice, dude. Alright, guys. I'm sure you can understand how excited I am to have this, like, massive resource they're thrown at me all in one day. But Trainer Bear, do you see all of these books? That book that Dan Barone showed us a couple weeks ago that I purchased, I showed that book to my mom, and she was so excited that I loved old things. All of these books, no, not yet. I'm thinking about trying it for the first time on the live stream. But Trainer Bear, do you see all these books I'm holding right now? My mom gave me all of these books today, and they're all over 100 years old. How insane is that? And, like, the crazy thing is, because of how extensive my mom's book collection is, this didn't even, like, hurt at all. She has, like, hundreds of books that are just ancient. Yeah, dude, right? Ah, Scuzzy Wombat Bear. Ugh, how dare you accuse my mother of being a grabbler? There are no Japanese grabblers. We all know the grabblers of Asia are the South Koreans. Duh. Oh yeah, Purely Living Man. My mom is an absolute legend. Osama! Welcome, welcome, brother. You weren't on the stream, but to give you an update, brother. And guys, I'm just killing time until someone wants to jump on and contribute to the stream. But Osama, I recently purchased this book that was over 100 years old, and I got instantly addicted to old books because of old knowledge and shit. My mom responded by giving me like 15 or 16 like books that are over 100 years old. Touche, Bell Reaver Bear, and I acknowledge your understanding of history. Osama, what is it about? You mean... Osama, you don't understand what you're asking right now. These are all books that my mom just gave me today that are over 100 years old. I haven't read them yet. They were just given to me today. I've got some reading to do, yo. And like some of these books are like medical books from the 1860s, and let me see if I can find one of the medical books. Oh, here we go. Speak of the devil. Dungelson's Practice of Medicine. This one is from 1848. Scuzz Wombat. The Practice of Medicine, a treatise on special pathology and therapeutics by Robert Lee Dungelson, MD. Waiting on Scuzz Wombat. Philadelphia. Lee and Blanchard. 1848. Third edition. So these chapters, excessive sweating of blood. Interesting. So yeah, I think this is one of the Grabler medical books. What's really interesting is like for two semesters, I was all right. I'll exit you out and oh yeah, dude, Osama. Do you think I know shit now? Wait until I read like 20 books that were like over 100 years old. My knowledge is gonna like drastically go up. It's gonna be kind of scary. Scuzz Wombat, I'm adding you.
What's up, man? Did it work?
I hear the audio, but the video's got the white loading thingamajigger of gayness.
Oh, I got my shit blocked.
No worries. If we're just doing an audio thing, we can play with that game.
Right on, man. Dude, this is actually the first time I've done any of this type shit.
Dude, congratulations to the live stream game.
Funny, man. Dude, I honestly don't know much of anything about you, but you showed up on my recommendeds. I see you're here. Oh, there's Ohio Firebear, man. I'll see you in the morning, bud. I just got Bedridden's Bear King James Version Bible. Did you see my post, man? Yeah, dude. She came up. I did the open to a random page type thing, and where is it? Where is it? Right here. I did the, you get a new book, you open it to a random page, you find what you see. Here, what I found was Psalm 27:5, and this was amazing, man. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me upon a rock. And man, that's some irony. That's some like it says, some
I tried to follow suit with you.
Yeah.
And this medical book from 1848, I opened up to a page on scarlet fever.
Ooh.
So not nearly as important.
Dude, hit me with the medical, man. I grew up in the medical, man. I know all the Majiti's secrets, man.
Well, so like because this medical book, I think is mainly Grabler, and like yet again, I haven't gone into most of there's like 15, 16 of these books, but this book is also from the 1800s, and the reason why I accepted this one because my mom was like, I've never read it, and like but it just kind of looked cool, and like the pictures looked pretty, and so I opened up to the first chapter, and here's the first sentence of the first chapter. After reading the first sentence, I was like,
okay,
I'm down.
All right.
I wonder if any reader of this chapter was ever present when a state legislature considered the question of licensing cats. I'm already hooked.
Licensing
yes,
cats?
Licensing cats. No idea what the rest of the book is, or is even begins to be about. But that's an interesting first sentence.
That's pretty freaking offhand.
Right? And then
That's pretty good.
oh, so you remember how Owen Benjamin was talking about uh the Last of the Mohicans?
Oh, I'm somewhat familiar, but how long ago was that
Not so either way,
reference?
um probably like within the last week.
But what
Christian
subject?
and Hunter, welcome. So turns out, not only do I have now an original copy of The Last of the Mohicans, but I
Oh,
also have
yes.
a book of the same author. No big deal.
You haven't from the same author?
Yes.
What's the other book?
The other book is titled The Pathfinder.
Ooh, oh, that's gotta be, dude. That's funny, dude.
Dude, I have so much to read.
First comment
Like
was
both
a Pathfinder. I feel
So both of these books, The Last of the Mohicans and The Pathfinder, they the very first page, there's a notation. It was given as a gift to someone named Kingsley Hall, November 25th of 1903.
That's funny. So you're going over your books, and I just was having steaks, stogies, and stouts with my roommate and his girl, and I
Mm-hmm.
busted out my prized books, my prized literature, which is Black's Law reprint of edition one. Recently
Nice.
just got that one here in the last year. Sun Tzu Art of Warfare, got that one here recently. Um, just got King James version from yeah, there it is, there it is. Just got King James version Holy Bible because I had a Marines Holman Christian Standard until Bedridden Bear just sent me one so graciously. Great
Nice.
pickup. Oh man, I mean, within the week I'm gonna be prepped for tomorrow morning with Ohio Fire Bear. It's gonna be great. And the other one that I was going over with them was Castle's Latin English and English Latin Dictionary, which like you're saying here in the front page of it was board BORED of education in the front of that, like some old school stuff. Like this thing I picked up in a basement sale, $20. Great little piece of literature, and oh, some good stuff. I just whenever I bust this out, I tell someone like do the open book thing. You know, open it up, see what you can find, or think of a word, think of something that has a scratch on your head, and pick it open and see what you find. And it's always something good. It always opens the mind to anybody that touches it. It's great stuff. I love things like that.
So this book is it's only 90 years old. It's one of the
I
newer ones.
don't even
And
know
it's
how
from 1930, and it's the shorthand dictionary for like telegram operators. And so it's got like all
old.
the words and like the little scribbles that they had to learn that
Yeah.
increased their efficiency in taking notes. And
Ah,
when my mom was
and
showing me this, first I was like, man. But then like after a couple of seconds as she began to explain it, Leathersmith Bear welcome, I was like, wait, is this gonna be low key a secret code for the Bears one day? The past is the future from 1930. Dude, think about it. Like, if AI can't read cursive, then the logical first step is to start writing notes in cursive. Logical next step: go into the past and learn our lesson.
dude, I
Learn
was
it from the
above
past.
for the longest fucking time, man. For the longest time, I would lose and receive shit because I refused to make notes. For a long while, it was because I anticipated the Grabblers had more power than they do have, but you know it ended up upping my game, man. In the long run, like the just don't even fucking write it down, and it would just like you know what what is actually legitimate and what actually sticks ends up being that much more valuable to you. But
I mean,
there's still value.
well, I agree with that. Oh wait, where'd it go? I've got a. I don't know. I'll find it sometime.
And now,
But
like,
I've got a whole binder. I call it the Big Book of Knowledge. Oh, here it is. The Big Book of Knowledge. It's just this like binder of just like custom information for pages and pages and pages.
oh yeah,
And so while just like remember, like natural attention in learning is a very valuable aspect.
oh
There
yeah,
have been a variety of studies done that just by writing something down, you drastically increase the percentage of remembering it at a future date.
for sure, for sure. And that's what I gave up that aspect for a good while, and I just kind of let the natural, like, intuitive aspect take over. But now I ended up picking up a bunch of whiteboards and get this, like, I end up throwing like depth shit up on my wall. So now, like, some of the good stuff I got, like, here's some good ones that are up here right now. One that some of the
Well,
bears.
dude, you remember? Like, we don't have any video from your end.
Well, here I'll read them. We got. There is so much. Actually, this one was pretty good here lately. This one's been giving me a leg up. There is so much to do. Boredom is lame, which is kind of just some notes to me, kind of thing. Kind of just don't waste any time. Oh, a good one. It is what you make it. And a lot of people, I think they need to take that in. That is a big one. I always see value in it is what you make it. Anybody, I swear to God, that's probably one of the best ones I have. It is what you make it, which is like to take a word from Owen, the fractal aspect of anything. It's like you can take anything and you can take a different angle on it, or you can you turn it and relate it to your situation or to what you got going on, and make something positive of it, or build something from it. And that's great. One from one of the guys here lately was don't let your memes be dreams, which is kind of a takeoff of what's his face. Kind of gives me a chuckle. I like a lot. Do no harm, take no shit. That's a really good one. No fear, no shame. Fear is from the enemy, which nowadays I like to call, the enemy, the Satan, the what you call it. I like using the term adversary. I really like using the term adversary because it brings it back to a dueling type perspective, which has a lot of utility to me. Because a lot of times I end up I see the benefit in sparring with people. Think of a worthy opponent. When you have a good match, you learn from that. Even if you lose, you learn.
Indeed.
Take that from it. You still have the experience. So the adversary is a big benefit that I see from any of these things, because there can be a lot of evil, but it's just evil, which is I'm forgetting the exact root here, but it's a modification or a creation of ilk, in a sense, right? I don't know, that it's probably not particular. I'm a little deep in the steak stogie and the stouts, but it has some utility. It's definitely pretty good. But yeah, fear is from the enemy. Yeah, fear is a test. Fear is a test. It's like oh man, it even goes back to that gay guy, man. Fucking Dr. Dre. Used to think that guy was hard, but he's probably just hard for butts. But yeah, you know, he used to say, what was it? If you're scared, motherfucker, go to church, which was funny because, like, for a point, it actually had some utility. But yeah, fear is from the enemy. It's one of his tools. It's like a shakeup. It's like a are you sure? You know, are you sure? It's a test. It's almost the center of the id of the test. So useful. So useful. It's quite a test. Another one I got is can't stop, won't stop. You got to keep onward. You know, I've taken this name of To the Peak Bear because sometimes I'll just go fucking crazy. I won't stop. I'll take things to the nth degree, and I'll lose the whole crowd in the process, and it's just like, why in the fuck are you going here? And it's just like, well, I haven't reached the end yet. It's like, you know, this isn't the wall yet. You know, like, is there a wall even? Is there a wall?
Is not the wall a construction of your own mind?
And something I don't know, be it however you interpret it, but this guy I saw on Crow 777 the other day, well, with whatever his girlfriend or his lady or something, was on with Firmamentalist, and he had some good points. And he brought up something about the kingdom of God and the stratification of the creations of God, and how it's like the actual kind of stratification and the levels of things, and it really ties together a lot of things. That there's different levels to things, man. There's a reason why we're here. It's not for no reason. You know, like, all this crazy shit happens. It's not for no reason. Like, at least, it's not for no reason. There's no real denying a lot of the stuff that happens. People like to throw baloney at the wall, and they think like, that's nothing. Nah, man, it's not like that. There's different levels of how we get to things. There's and you know what? I've actually in the last 2 days, been tying some things together to see that's a lot of the reasons of a lot of our struggles, a lot of our you know, it kind of makes sense of a lot of people throwing crap at you, kind of giving you, you know, grinding your gears type thing. A lot of just putting up some resistance. It's like there is a payout. It's like how the what I look at as the good outlook on any job is like, you know, you do it so you can fix the situation so that it's better for the next time. You know, you make it 1 degree better for the next iteration. You at least eradicate some degree of the problems you now face so that the next iteration does not have to deal with that, so that you get a leg up, so that the next step has less variables or less resistance. And that's kind of like the stratification.
Not necessarily less variables nor less resistance, but that your offspring are better equipped to overcome said resistance and obstacles.
Exactly, man. And that's why, and you know, Owen brought up, he verbalized some of that kind of stuff in the way of I don't know, he brought it up in the context of like European people being like a little bit naive and things like a lot of people will like to be good to other people, in the sense that I don't know if you went to this degree, but it connected in my mind with the like you like to output good in a sense for the people around you, so that it like kind of comes around again. And a lot of and a lot of people will end up taking advantage of that, and they'll just be like, "Oh, you're doing this, I'm gonna fucking take advantage of you for this," and then fucking
Yeah, a
bounce.
naive culture that's vulnerable to social shame.
Well, but in the sense
My
that
culture.
like, with me, like I like to output good and it kind of sheds some light on the in the sense of like what I like to do, where I like to output good to the people around me that bring back good, like people that'll do good unto me. I will put like twofold unto them to try to keep that circuit going. You know, in a sense, like keep that loop going. And a lot of people will take advantage of that, but I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of a trait of good people, or at least like from my perspective. But
Well, that's why the Bible calls for us to be as gentle as sheep, or as gentle as doves, and as
dogs,
wise as serpents.
dogs.
Doves.
Wait, doves or dogs?
Doves. Doves.
Oh, damn! This fucking speaker's all fucked up.
As gentle as doves and as wise as serpents.
Yes,
And
yes, yes, yes.
so, what many of us have learned firsthand is the gentle as doves part, but we assume the best in other people, and
Yeah,
then we forget the wise as serpents, and we get fucked over.
yeah,
And that's happened to a lot of bears.
yeah. It's true, and I've been very wise, but it it takes an extra step to engage that wise as serpents. Like I am, I don't know, maybe it's tooting my own horn, but I'm pretty wise in certain aspects, but sometimes I don't like to engage that for fear of it being too harsh on people, or for fear of it backfiring in a sense where you throw too much doubt on a situation and then it creates the opposite kind of feedback loop. But yeah, it's very valid. I've seen it. It's happened. It's super valid.
Like, when you value someone's opinion over the truth because you don't want them to feel bad,
Ah,
you're doing them a disservice.
I just had this, man. I just had to cut out a dude, man, from my life that I used. Fucking hey, I
Yeah, dude, it's
I
rough.
just had to do it, and it was a fucking long time coming. It was a long time coming. Dude tried to fucking cock back and fucking fight on me for some shit where he was just off in a corner where he was wrong and didn't want to fucking admit it. And he fucking tried to turn physical on it. And, you know, that's the reason why I'm actually where I'm now. Got a better roommate, way more gracious, be-
There you go.
better situation all around, you know. And, you know, of course, I'm still trying to get back to the land. I'm actually, when I moved to the state I'm in Colorado. We got some land here with my family, but have recently it's gone kind of derelict. We don't have animals anymore. I used to have a horse and chickens and more dogs and things, but I got to get back. It actually shit. It ties into a lot of stuff that I got to really be the example for my family. Things are kind of crumbled down, and it's really funny. I've kind of fallen out at odds with my mother and my father. Well, my stepfather. Um, but you know, one of the redeeming points is that my mother has always said that I need to be the example, and I've always found that kind of hard. But it's because I wasn't really on this tip, man. It's because I wasn't really ever like seeing this validity, like. Yeah, man, I don't care if I get a piece of shit land now. Like, I know what to do. Now I'm like, dude, I've been through the fucking ringer. I can go and
Well,
turn something from crap to fertile. I can
so
go.
deplorable Bernie says a good man can admit when they are wrong. 100% agree. But also, just because you've been through the ringer doesn't mean that you should accept a shit piece of land. that's where the wisest serpents come in. If you can find a good piece of land for a good price, then that's going to help you succeed much more than being just finding the first piece of land and be like, oh, I'm just being fucked over again.
Well, yeah.
Land about shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in the sense of like what other people would consider a shit piece of land, like something without any structures on it, something without any development. Like,
Tracking.
I have
Well, in that case, I'm in the same boat you are, bro.
like I would see some okay, like some city slicker would consider it like shit land, and I would be like, that's raw land. I think everybody here would be like, that's raw land. Like,
Yes, like all of us are looking for raw virgin land
for the
because
work.
we can buy more acreage if there's no buildings on the property.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I've gotten into probably the best job I've been into here in the last month, and I'm just, it's so funny because I see people every day and they're like bitching about things, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about, man? Things are great. And it's like, just, their take on things and then my take on things, and it's just like, because I'm in there, I'm like breaking it down, building it up, like I'm in there creating. I'm like, hey, I see this problem. I can go and I can fix this, and I can make it to where we don't have to touch this again for as long as until this wood rots. and I'm like, I'll make this last as long as you want. I'll make this last as long as I can possibly create. I'll create to the nth degree. And these other guys are just, bitching about their daily struggles and things, and it's like, like everybody has their daily struggles, but dude, my buddy just joined. What?
Nice.
Michael,
So
what's up?
you remember how earlier I was showing off like my old books and stuff?
What are you saying?
Do you remember how earlier I was showing off my old books? Did you see that?
Yeah, your stack of books 100 years old from your mom?
Yeah, so also she gave me a whole set of cast
you got some
iron pans
Nice.
and a full set of like
Is that silver?
silverware that's all like silver.
Dude. Crushing.
Closer to old school every day.
Dude, that's so good. Isn't it funny how people used to always bitch about, like, I wasn't born with a fucking silver spoon in my mouth, and it's like, as if it's like something like associated with wealth, and it's really just something associated with like knowledge.
Well, and here we are looking for silver spoons.
Yeah, for the fucking bacterial aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Well, so like, this thought just occurred to me.
Ben.
But what if the whole thing behind silver spoons had to do with genetics? And like, it wasn't a matter of like material wealth, but it's like, oh, you were born in with a silver spoon in your mouth. You had better genetics.
Well, I think
I have zero proof.
I would say that genetics is the wrong word to use there. That's probably. Wait, fuck. That would be. That would be a more like. I don't know. That's like microbe setup or something along those lines. Because that's how the microbe set up.
More accurate word, in your opinion?
Huh?
What would be a more accurate word over genetics, in your opinion?
Well, it probably has some kind of sway over your genetics in a sense, but it's probably more like that aspect of your microbe, your microbiome, your gut microbes. So it'll give you. It will probably have some gene reflection. It'll show up in some aspect.
from where you're saying that going back to royalty because of gut biomes due to the diet.
Wait,
Historically speaking, wait, no, are you correcting me? Where did I go wrong?
no, it cut out. It cut out. I heard you when you're saying gut biome something. Say that again.
So when you brought it back to gut biomes, my first thought was that historically speaking, the rich people, or like the royals, were able to have a higher, quote unquote, higher quality diet, and that would, like, that high quality diet, historically speaking, killed off nobles much more quickly relative to the quote unquote peasants. And so if you're bringing in a gut biome argument,
that's kind of funny
like,
because I wonder about if that actually has to do with their quality of diet, or if the fact that they didn't have like shit to trudge through to where they would like get a stronger immunity.
Yeah, or both are valid hypotheses for sure.
Had more like due to the silver and due to the fact that the silver fucked up bad microbes, that it gets shit that would normally whack people out.
Therein lies the catch-22 is because
it's almost the same thing.
Who were able to have the literal silver spoons, they were the ones who had the worst diets.
Because they're using coin as utility.
Well,
sense.
Then we have the argument of, is there really poor quality of diet killing them more than the silver in their utensils saving them? Which is a legitimate argument.
Well, maybe it's not even that aspect, because, there's a lot of points where it's like they just get knocked because they fucked up in some aspect due to like the order of things, and they're just like, okay, they get fucking whacked for being off point of some
also,
thing.
Very valid hypothesis.
This guy's off in the bodega making a run.
Maybe. I definitely see where you're coming from. It's just like at this point, neither of us have enough actual information. We're just theorizing at this point, which is very fun. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, man, if you're off in the bodega, man, go give me a fucking euro.
All the churros here are filled with poison because they're made by the company Sonomex.
Oh, Sonomex?
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching, what was it? Fucking that Umbrella Corporation movie or whatever the fuck that is. Resident Evil. My roommate was watching it, and it was going through like the first part, and it's talking like giving their little like spiel. And they're talking about, like, every time it said Umbrella Corporation, I'm, like, under my breath, like, under my finger, I'm like, you mean Alphabet Corporation? And he's like, he, like, shoot eyes at me and shit, and I'd be like, what? It's fucking true.
Right? That's what I find so, like, one of the crazy things about, like, this year in particular is most, or maybe not most, but at least a large number of normies are starting to be like, well, yeah, like a large number of normies are like, whoa, these conspiracy theorists were right? What? And they're getting their minds blown.
Dude, I fucking told so many people last year, I'm like, some gnarly shit is going to happen this year. I'm like, and everyone, I thought people were going to actually come out with it. Maybe it'll happen before the end of the year. But I was telling people, I'm like, some people are going to come out and they're going to use the catchphrase, hindsight is 2020. And they're going to fuck with your mind.
Dude, that's already a thing.
Wait, have you actually heard that phrasing? Hindsight is 2020?
I've already heard that phrasing.
From where? I haven't seen it.
I've heard it from my friends on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've said it myself, since like March.
Wait, what's Aaron talking about? With I'm starting to get the feeling that a lot of people are thinking very off about diet. Aaron, what are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about, bro? It sounds interesting, but we don't know where you're coming from.
Yeah, where are you coming from? That could be a legitimate point.
Yeah, because diet is very important.
It totally is, and I spent a lot of time thinking about that.
Well, especially we were literally just talking about the gut biome. Like, the diet has a significant effect on the gut biome.
Dude, we're on the material realm. Like, that has a lot to do with us. That's our inner fucking whatever, however many mile tube of our intake. Right? Like, that's our... Dude, you are super close to your bodega.
Woo!
Like the bodega run quickness.
Well, so like literally the back of my apartment complex, the back wall is the back wall of the bodega.
Why would you even fucking fire up the motor for that, man? Just get a sprint on.
Because getting a sprint on would decrease my ability to verbally communicate on the stream.
All right, that's very thoughtful of you.
I've considered these things. And like the second most logical option is, well, why don't you walk, JapJap Bear? Well, the reason why I don't walk is because then it would take like 10 minutes to get there and back. And that's a long time.
All right. So wait, where are you at, man? I'm over here in Colorado, man. I'm dealing with a lot of them sodomites. Although I just got into a job in a place that's very much more family friendly, a lot more down to earth, a lot more based and whatnot. A lot of people actually have like common sense.
Nice. I'm in Tempe, Arizona.
What's blessed me here lately, man, and I think a lot of it has been due to the fact of the shit I've been getting over and been working through. I think I don't know. I guess I've been making strides in. It appears to have been doing some good, and I definitely had to output some effort and dig deep for some of this shit, so it's good to see that it's been working. Sometimes I feel like off in the woods and off in the sticks with, but I think I'm on track now, man.
Pretty good to hear, brother.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of promise in what I'm doing now. I'm stoked. Super stoked.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been super great, and I've only been like, I've been one of those guys that's just been like a lot of times I just listen, like legit. This is the first fucking like live whatever here with you, bud. That I've done anything with like. I'm one of those guys. I usually disable all my shit. I haven't been on any like social anything for like fucking years. And but yeah, here, as of lately I've been like, man, I really get what this Owen dude's talking about, and I haven't been listening to anything else like I listen to other stuff. I watch other things, and I'm always like engaged. I'm always like active in it. Like, although I won't always like comment or get in discussions, I ponder things deeply, and I go and I always go. So like with the Owen thing, like I go and I watch Owen, and then I'll go and I'll view his enemies shit, and I go and I'll be like, I'll dip into the dude, those fucking Gamma dudes, they wear it as a fucking crown of honor. They call themselves what the fuck was it? Gamma Secret Kings. Man, I've fucking overheard like all their shit, and it's like, bro,
Have you
Where
read the Reddit thread in concerning Owen moving to Idaho yet?
Huh?
Have you read the Reddit thread concerning Owen moving to Idaho?
No. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious.
No.
Just
What I would
Google Owen Benjamin Smith moves to Idaho, and it'll be one of the first things that pops up, and it's just like absurdity upon absurdity.
I'll do that after this, but that sounds funny. But like, wait, what the fuck? Aaron said something. An
Yeah,
ineffective,
he said he's gonna be right back, but he DM'd me all the details.
an ineffective perspective, too boxed in, and the diet is so complex that it may be absolutely heavy tax to try and very compartmentalize. Wait, what is it? What do you think he means by that?
He said he DM'd me the details, so I'm not concerned about it. I'll figure out what he means between the end of this stream and the beginning of the next stream. And there's probably going to be some gravy in which I can ladle to you guys tomorrow night.
All right, that's good. Huh.
Yeah, Aaron Signey is pretty legit, so I trust that he's got some gravy there.
Okay.
And so this book that I read from earlier, I was reading a little bit more into it. I think that it was designed as like either a legit dating advice like manual or a joke dating advice manual. I'm not quite sure yet because some of the advice is pretty absurd.
All right. Yo, man, you mind if I put you down for like 30 seconds? I'm going to hit the head.
All right, yeah, do your thing, man.
All right, I'll be right back.
He's hitting the head. Yay! Let's read some dating advice that we're not quite sure if it's a joke or not from 1904. Rule 5. Don't drop her like a hot coal the minute the music stops. Seem loath to let her go, and waltz a few extra steps if necessary. This is tremendously telling and so easy. Rule 6. Words are cheap. When introduced to a girl at a ball, even if you decide that she won't do, at least make the remark, "May I have one later on?" It makes for a good feeling.
Yep, what are you reading? I just got back.
This is a romantic advice book from 1904. I don't know if they wrote it as a joke or in seriousness yet.
You're not sure if it's jokes or gags or legit?
Yeah, because like the first one was pretty absurd, but like some of these other ones actually kind of make sense from that like cultural perspective. So I think it could be a legit like dating advice book,
Dude,
or it could be a joke dating advice book.
Context is key.
Either way, it's pretty funny, and like some of these things are spot on. Like the last one I just read, it's like even if you don't think it's the one for you, still like be polite and be like, "Oh, let's have a dance later on."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's good advice.
Dude, I feel that. I've always felt that. Yeah, like even if somebody's fucking nuts, even if someone's like off kilter, like you still want to leave a good mark. You still want to.
Yeah.
Like even with your worst enemies, like you still want them to not like even if they try to warp it, even if they try to fuck with it, even if they try to manipulate what they're saying, it'll still have to come from a center of what you actually did.
In cutting you off, I completely concur, but Instagram is giving us 12 seconds left, so we shall be right back very shortly.
Are we getting cut?
To the next of Late Night with JapJap.